Hello friends and family, this is Stephen and Helen. We're just going to take you on a quick tour of the cabin we're staying in northern British Columbia. The cabin we're staying in is 18 feet by 18 feet. That's 324 square feet. That's the size of a largish tiny home that we're staying in. So Helen, would you give us a tour of the facilities here in the cabin?
Our cabin is small, so we've had to be very careful about how much we have. If it doesn't need to be here, it's gone. Everything must be multifunctional if possible. So we have our boot tray. We live half a mile, which is half an hour walk with the boys if it's muddy. Half a mile from the closest road. When it's dry, we can drive out here. When it's muddy, we can't. So we have to pack everything in and pack everything out unless it dries up. And it's been raining a lot this spring. There's no electricity in the cabin, so we use candles. And you'll see lamps around, which we also use for light. We're hoping to save up and get electricity in with some solar panels and a battery by the time the days are short in the fall again. Because the short days really get tough when you don't have electricity for light. We have behind this heater, this is our heating heater for when it's really cold. We haven't been using it this spring because it hasn't been cold enough since we got back to the cabin. Behind it we have our drying rack for wet little mittens and toques and socks and everything that little boys generate. We have a picture of chickadees.
Are those your favorite birds here?
We really like them because they sing so pretty all through the winter. They're a bird that do not migrate.
They stay for the winter.
And on this side, we have the wood cook stove. And up until today, we have been doing all of our cooking and baking on this, or in this stove. So this is the firebox. The boys have been doing a great job with helping haul firewood. These are just hot water source. This is where we heat all of our water for dishes, baths, everything. This is the little oven. I've had to put a heat shield above so that the tops of the baking don't burn before the bottom gets cooked. We boil our water for drinking water so that it's safe. And here we have some sourdough bread proofing, getting ready for the oven. Stephen found these cupboards at a person's house who was doing renovation. They're solid wood, so we're really happy. And it just so happened that it fit perfectly in the space we have.
We haven't yet got the doors put back on.
No, I need to refinish them, and they haven't got that far. Everything's been a project. We refinished this table, we built the bunk bed, and if you swing back here to the kitchen, this is an old sink that was here that we refinished, and Stephen actually plumbed it outside. So we can pour water down the drain and it goes outside, and that is a huge help. We bucket our water in, but we don't have to carry it out. That's a big help. So you see lamps as our light source. And this was some old junk that Stephen pulled out of my dad's treasure trove.
Out of the burning pile.
Out of the burning pile in his treasure trove. We refinished. And now we hang all our pots. Right now all the pots are dirty in the sink, but they all get hung up there.
That was part of a machine that was burned.
Yeah, an old thrashing machine. This is our bedroom. Up top is where Timothy and James sleep. They have a divider board between.
Here, let me climb up there.
Because otherwise they kick each other so much they can't sleep. They're forever squawking. We made the top bunk high so that there isn't much room for little boys to play, hoping that they won't fall down.
It's made out of a spruce tree. Helen cut down a dead spruce tree.
Yeah. But they like to wrestle on our bed. It's a highlight of the day.
And those are bucket seats.
Bucket seats, but they also, this one holds our oatmeal. Those other two hold our wheat that we grind for our bread. So they're actually storage devices.
Hence, things need to be multi-purpose.
The bed is on hinges, so it hinges up. So underneath is where we store many things in totes. So that's all storage space. Everything has its spot, and everything must be in its spot for Sanity to live here with us as well.
Those cabinets on the wall, those shelves on the wall, I still need to make some shelves to put inside them.
Stephen found them in a garbage pile behind a grocery store and brought them home and repurposed them, and they've been excellent. And if you look in the window, we have some of our garden greens ready to go out. We need to prepare some more soil for these guys.
Another lamp.
Mm-hmm.
Now at the window is the creek. Down there is the creek. That's the only running water here.
Yeah.
Besides the bucket.
And
When you run with a bucket.
This couch also folds down into a bed, and so this cabin could comfortably sleep 6 people, so long as they were small people on the couch. Just a couple weeks ago we had some friends over, and they have 6 people in their family, and we're 4, so there were 10 of us in this cabin. And they're used to cabin life, so it worked well. But if one had to spend the winter together, one would have a serious case of cabin fever.
And what is that over there?
Oh, back in the old days, when it got really, really, really cold, one didn't want to go out to the outhouse, because you see there's no bathroom in here. And so they would have what they called the chamber pot. It's basically a pot with a lid. And the pot has a lip on it, but the boys, it cuts into their little legs because they sit there a while. So we put a swimming noodle along the lid rim. So that's the chamber pot. That's where Timothy and James go to the bathroom. Every day I take it out and clean it. Stephen and I go out to the outhouse.
Shall we head outside?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there's a work in progress.
I use this to cook lunch today, but I was just adjusting the flame heights and the gas here. But Stephen was so kind as to hook up the gas to propane to this old stove.
It was natural gas.
Yes, and we've been converting it to propane. And so it's been a bit of a
Adjustment process.
but it works. It's working great. It will get it. And so this is my outdoor kitchen. The cabin is small, and it does get warm here in the summertime. Not for long, but it gets very warm. And so this is our outdoor kitchen, where we can cook outdoors. This is an old warming oven we found off another wood stove and put it up here just for fun. Good storage spot. and our woodworking tools, because we still have many projects that we're working on. So it's a
Like that
carpentry
old,
shop slash kitchen.
like that old,
The old washboard.
old washboard there for doing laundry.
Parts of it is rotten. I need to redo it.
Redo the wood around the glass.
Yeah. Yeah, there have been many projects done.
And what is that over there?
Oh, this is our wash tub. We have a frame that we set up with the curtain, and we put the bottom of the curtain in the wash tub. And we have our shower water warming up here. And we set it up inside from a hook, and we have showers inside.
Hanging from the roof.
Hanging, yeah.
From the ceiling.
It works quite well.
And there is actually, I misspoke earlier, there is actually some running water.
Oh yeah.
I forgot about it.
This is the source of water collection. The only running water collection here, really. It's from the eaves. The eaves fill up these barrels. And since it's been raining so much this spring, we've only had to pump water once
Yeah.
from the creek. If we go over here, we will go to the washing station.
The laundry mat.
Yeah, the laundry mat.
Mommy, I packed this down with my feet.
Okay. This is an old wringer washer that some neighbors gave us. Its motor is not working, but the rest of it looks good. So Stephen is busy getting the motor fixed so that we can use this to wash our clothes instead of
A little thing.
this or this. As you can see, there's laundry in progress because little boys always are in progress of making laundry.
That's the old style tin
Yeah.
clothes washer.
But the handle's really hard to replace. So this
And
one just uses a broom handle.
That's a modern plastic version that uses a broom handle that screws into it.
Yeah. I had one of these in Bolivia that I used, and I knew it and I liked it and I've used it, and so I bought one here to have and use as well until we can get the machine going.
So there's the water supply for the laundry. And that's the woodshed behind it.
This is our outhouse, our bathroom, and in it we've made shelving. There are cupboards here that we've made for all the toilet paper so they don't have to be in the cabin.
And they're in cupboards so the squirrels and mice don't get into them.
Yes, even moose. If they can get into an outhouse, they will bite through and chew through rolls of toilet paper. So, eventually we'll get a nice seat again. We had a noodle ring, but it kind of wore out. And so this is our bathroom. Here we have where we store our food outside. It's our fridge. Over in that black box. box we store our perishable items. We have to be careful not to have things that perish too quickly because obviously it's not that cold right now. It's also bear proof mostly, so that's our fridge. It only gets sunlight on it for a very short time in the daytime, right about now. So it's the coolest part around the cabin. Right here is where we have our pantry. This is where we store our extra dry goods. Extra flour, extra popcorn, extra nuts and seeds and grains. And this is the drain for the kitchen. It goes into a ditch and goes around the cabin and over the bank on the other side. It's very nice not to have to haul that water out.
And what is that thing hanging up on the wall?
That's our shower curtain holder. We hang it from the roof, and we hang the shower curtain around it, put the bottom of the curtain into the wash tub from the front of the cabin, and there's another hook where we hang our shower bag, and we take our showers inside the cabin. When it gets really warm outside, we'll be able to take them outside, but it's not always that warm.
So that's how there's a little bit of privacy in a one-room cabin.
That's right.
With a curtain.
Yes. Okay, James? You ready?
I'm going to.
Take two.
What?
So that's the bathtub. And there's the shower curtain. And there is the shower. And you saw Helen raising the shower bag with that rope and block and tackle. And if it's sunny enough, it warms up in the sun. If it's not sunny enough, then the water warms up on the stove. So that is how we take a shower in the cabin. And when we're not taking a shower, we just take the curtain down and we hang the bathtub up on a nail on the wall outside. And those camping showers are very economical in water. They have a little shower head nozzle. There's one sitting on the floor right over here. So it has a 4.5 gallon or 17 liter capacity. It has an on-off valve, but also this is the little shower head. And you pull this out to turn it on and push it in to turn it off, and it's very economical. With that amount of water, most of our family can take a shower and we get very clean. And what is this thing up here?
Our clothesline!
It goes over to that tree over there.
This is the beginning of our garden. This is our beginnings of a garden. It's not very big yet. There's never been a garden out here by the cabin. And so we've had to dig it up by hand with a shovel, haul up sand from the creek, put it on here and bring in manure to make it a fertile enough plot to be able to plant something. We're planning on expanding it quite a bit and having a mini greenhouse as well out here. The rest of their garden we're planting at my mom's house, where they have very large space for us to be able to plant the bulk of our things, but this will be our vegetable or salad garden. We'll have kale and spinach and lettuce and the parsleys and green onions and all that kind of thing right here close to the cabin, so we can run out and gather a salad. This here is our center of socialization, our fire ring. We often invite friends and family over. We get a bonfire going or clean up. Stephen has been working at cutting the rose bushes down. Wild roses, thorn bushes.
That's mostly just something to keep the boys busy.
But it makes the place look like much more like a park. So we've had good times around this fire pit already.
You can see the creek down there. There's the creek. There's the cabin and the woodshed, and over there behind those spruce trees is the outhouse. This is how we're getting things to and from the cabin when it's muddy on our backs.
That's a chair.
No, that's a backpack, Timothy.
Oh, yeah.
Laundry project.
Thank you, Helen, for the tour. I'll have to try to get some video of Helen operating all these contraptions. It is quite peaceful out here, and it is a very economical lifestyle.
It's a healthy lifestyle for the boys as well.
Yeah, there's birds here that'll land. You hold a piece of bread out in your hand, and the birds, they're gray jays, they'll come and land in your hand and eat the bread out of your hand. And we just saw a deer walking by on the other side of the creek. We hope you guys enjoyed this tour of where we're staying. Thank you, and God bless.